In the midst of all its prosperity, glitz, hustle and rewards, Lagos State, one of Africa's largest cities, is dependent on others for its survival. I know, it's kind of hard to believe. Well, this episode of Destination Lagos takes a look at the challenges and opportunities the Lagos State's agriculture sector presents as it strives to achieve food security. I'm Onyi Sunday, and this is Destination Lagos. Lagos State, Nigeria's largest city and home to over 20 million inhabitants, is one of Africa's biggest economic hubs. With the highest GDP, Lagos houses one of the largest and busiest seaports on the continent. Its growth over the years has seen an influx of people from around Nigeria into the city, stretching available landmass for housing and commerce. In the midst of its prosperity, Lagos is highly dependent on other states in Nigeria for food security. The reverse, however, was the case in the past. Lagos was a major channel for the export of agricultural produce, but in recent times, it has become a major channel for the import of basic food items.
At independence in Nigeria, agriculture was the foundation. And there were three regions in the country. The North was the biggest exporter of groundnut at the time and cotton. The East was the biggest exporter of palm oil. Nigeria, through the West, was the biggest exporter of cocoa. That was how the foundation of Nigeria's economy was being built.
We were told that our naira was stronger. Yeah, $1 to $2. Now, if you now consider the fact that just two sections of agro-value chain give you such huge GDP and solid economy, then you should say agriculture was good for us because we are good managers. But when wrong managers came in, and coincidentally oil came in too, and so the madness came in.
The recent dip in oil prices has led to a shift in policies by both federal and state governments in the country. With the scarcity of the petrodollar and a ban on the import of certain food items, the importance of agriculture is gradually gaining momentum.
A few months ago, when we started seeing the bad effect of petroleum, we now decided that we still have some other thing that can bring in money for us. We started looking at agriculture, and that was where the whole country now sits down, and the diversification came in, and we now remember what the agriculture is.
At the maiden edition of the Lagos State Food Security and Exhibition Summit, the state's governor, Akinwumi Ambode, said Lagos residents spend 3 billion naira on food every day. That figure alone represents the challenge and opportunity the state offers for agriculture. Clearly a huge market for agriculture produce, Lagos has put in place mechanisms to maximize the opportunities this ready market offers.
The need to provide food to the table of Lagosians at affordable prices and to make it available in abundance and to bring to the table wholesome food. His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State created that Office of Special Advisor on Food Security. So I've been saddled with that responsibility, and I'm sure because of, challenges, confronting agriculture, and as a serious government, we must not keep mute, but, speak to it. Our farmers in Lagos produce only 15% of our food needs in Lagos. So meaning that the remaining 85 comes from elsewhere, through the north, east, and through importation. So as a serious government, we must do something to bring on board food sufficiency to the populace of Lagos.
Top on the list is meeting the demand for rice, a major staple food across Nigeria. The country consumes 2 million metric tons of rice annually, most of it in Lagos. Realizing its limitation in land mass for cultivation, Lagos is collaborating with other states to boost its rice production and other agricultural produce. Kebbi State is a major partner.
It's a partnership that recognizes the agricultural value chain. It's not a partnership that is saying Kebbi farmers should produce, Lagos farmers should consume. No, it's for public sectors in both states and supported by the government to realize that I can do this in Kebbi, let's go and do it, let's go and fix it. We can do this in Lagos. For example, we are putting up a rice mill in Lagos, bringing some of the paddy from Kebbi. Ordinarily, one would have thought the logical thing will be, since paddy is produced in Lagos, let us process, in Kebbi, let us process in Kebbi. No, but that's not. We believe that the opportunity, so by putting the mill in Lagos, market women who distribute rice will be able to participate in the process. There will be storage in Lagos, there will be rice available in Lagos 24/7 under the partnership.
This special purpose vehicle, called LASKEB, is expected to produce and process agriculture commodities such as rice, wheat, groundnut, onion, maize, and beef. With the upgrade of a 2.5 metric ton rice processing plant to 42.5 metric tons per hour at Imota in Ekpe local government area of the state, Lagos is positioning itself as the hub for value addition. Building capacity for the planned expansion of the LASKEB project through its Rice for Job initiative, farmers are trained in rice cultivation, processing, packaging, and marketing. The first set of farmers in training have been empowered with 500 hectares of land acquired in Ogun State. This is supported by the World Bank-funded National Fadama Development Program. As part of its Outgrower scheme, Lagos State government buys the grains from the farmers and it is processed at various rice processing plants in Lagos.
For an investor who has an inner eye, who has foresight, and because ultimately the government is going to ban importation of rice, because anyway, those rice that comes from through importation, most of them are bad. They are carcinogenic. Once they discover that the rice is bad, it is destroyed. It doesn't come in any longer. And that's why we're experiencing rice shortages, and that's why we're experiencing a rise in prices of rice. So what we are doing in Lagos is to address those shortages through our collaboration with Kebbi. And our rice is going to be a nutritious one, is a parboiled one, and it's going to be affordable and price friendly.
The future of agriculture in Lagos State in particular is interesting. Nobody would have thought that about 5-10 years ago, Lagos State will go to a state in the north and enter an MOU with them to buy foodstuff from them to bring to Lagos.
Situated on 3,577 square kilometers of land, 1/5 of Lagos State is made up of water, a major natural resource capable of addressing the shortfall in the supply of fish in Nigeria. With an annual demand of 2.6 million metric tons, Nigeria produces half of it. Through investments in aquaculture, the state's Ministry of Agriculture hopes its cage culture system of fish farming will meet the state's demand for fish, which stands at over 250,000 metric tons.
What Lagos State government has done is to create job opportunity, employment for unemployed youth in the communities, in our riverine communities. We have a lot of youth that are not employed in our riverine communities, and the water is just there for us to tap into. So what we're doing is just fish farming in the open water. Cage and pen culture is unique. It's because you can culture any species of fish. We have clarias, we can culture clarias here. Presently, we are culturing clarias and tilapia. Our basic focus is just tilapia, because people have been clamoring about scaly fish, non-fatty fish. So that's what we are focusing on here, tilapia and catfish for the first cycle. But from the next cycle, we're going to be having other species of fish that we can get from our own water here. We are not importing from anywhere, but from our own indigenous water here. And here we have over 200 species of fish. We have criticis, which is the silver catfish. We have Shana obscura. We have Heterotis niloticus that could be grown in the cages.
Youths at Agbowa in Ekpe local government area are major beneficiaries of this project, which falls in line with the state's plan for youth empowerment at the grassroots. This project is expected to create indirect employment within the community and also educates fish farmers on best practices to be employed for greater output.
The potential is outstanding because here we could grow what we export. It could create an export market because you can see how wide the water is. We've not even started doing anything. And from this our own project, we are having about 60,000 tons of fish coming out of here every cycle of 4 months. So it is a big potential, investment potential for Nigeria as a whole.
Beef remains a major part of the diet for most Nigerians. Their sales at major markets have been done traditionally and most times under unhygienic conditions for years. The state government is constructing ultra-modern abattoirs at various local government areas of the state. This has led to the dislodgement of slaughter slabs in some areas. The State Ministry of Agriculture has sponsored 39 abattoir workers to Kenya and Botswana to learn best practices. In furtherance of the red meat value chain, Lagos State, in partnership with the Kebbi State government, is investing in animal husbandry.
We're looking at where investors will come on board, have the cattle ranch, rear cattle, and do that value chain, sell meat, process meat, do some cheese, do milk, do yogurt, and other things with cattle, do artificial insemination. So those are veritable platforms for investment opportunity in Lagos.
The coastal town of Badagry is home to 75% of coconuts grown in Lagos State. Its economic benefit, however, is yet to be fully maximized by farmers and processors alike. Now, coconut oil, the most popular byproduct from this fruit, is gold in the beauty industry. 300 other byproducts can be gotten from this fruit. Unfortunately, in most farms in Badagry, it offers nothing but shade. And just like the shade it offers, its economic benefits remain in the shadows. Lagos State Coconut Development Authority plans to change that narrative. The Coconut House in Badagry is one of the channels being used to extract the economic benefit from this fruit. Here, interested coconut farmers are trained in the production of coconut milk, oil, and water.
At the Coconut House here, we have the nursery, we have the seed garden, and a processing center. Most of the activities we carry out here is being duplicated in other stations. But everything we do at the Coconut House is almost what Lascoda is doing. Apart from the 3 activities I've mentioned, we have a piece of land that is fenced, documented, that we are looking for investors to come and establish coconut factory. Coconut factory, then production of cocoa beet, then activated charcoal.
After the break, Destination Lagos takes a look at the challenges the agriculture value chain faces in Lagos State and the opportunities it presents for investors. We'll be right back. This is good. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching Destination Lagos with a focus on investment opportunities in Lagos State's agriculture sector. Lagos State is a victim of challenges in Nigeria's agriculture value chain. Since it depends on the produce from states as far as Nigeria's Middle Belt and Northern region, most of its supplies are susceptible to deteriorate before it gets to the market, and worse, before sales.
When we look at the statistics as we stand today, the World Economic Forum report came out that in the world, the country with the biggest refrigerated space is India, 131 million cubic meters. America is about 114 million cubic meters. China is about 98 million cubic meters. Nigeria is 15,000 with a population of 180 million people.
The K2 Mile 12 market is the biggest open market in Africa. Situated on 18 hectares of land, it is poorly run. Without a storage facility, food deteriorates faster after its arrival at the market.
As a government, what we're doing in that direction is to demonstrate that you can do it. So for the year 2017 budget is there. We're putting in place a 3,000 metric tons of wet and dry silos, just to demonstrate to investors. That is a veritable means of another veritable platform of business investment.
Sticking to the open market structure across Nigeria, the Lagos State government has created a prototype that will address shortfalls in major markets like this. Known as the Eco Farmers Market, it provides an opportunity for farmers to bring their produce straight from the farms to markets and provides dry and wet storage facilities for food items sold in this market.
The Lagos State government is actually saying that they have done this prototype. Come and look at it. You can even improve on it. Come up with proposals in various parts of Lagos. In fact, there are only 3 now. Lagos will need at least 40 of these.
An investment opportunity, the Eco Farmers Market is to be replicated across local government areas in Lagos State to help decentralize the K2 Mile 12 food market. It's his belief that the average Nigerian will always prefer imported food items over locally produced items irrespective of price. Well, no thanks to the rising middle class, that assertion is true. This also creates a highly and sometimes unfair competitive market for local producers. 66% of Nigeria's middle class reside in Lagos, and some of them in areas known as the New Lagos, many of whom are far from the major markets and rely on what the supermarkets offer, from meat to grains. Your guess is as good as mine. Foreign and well-packaged goods are well displayed on the shelves at these supermarkets.
Well, before I make my choice, I have to look at the quality, if the quality matches with the price, and by mere looking at it, I'll be able to know which one is very good. And if it matches with the price I have, I'll go for it, whether it's foreign or whether it's local.
Well, it depends. Depends on the company, on the food item you buy. Let's say big beans, because if you don't trust the company, if you don't trust the packaging, you rather go for the already known company.
Now, who can blame them? The average Lagos resident will always go for quality. And hey, there's no harm in having a little colorful display in the kitchen and even the supermarket shelves. Now, this poses a huge challenge for local manufacturers who lack the resources to match these imported food items in look and feel. The narrative is gradually changing as local manufacturers try to catch up with these imported items. According to the CEO of Bubes Foods, Ijoma Ndukwe, catching up is no walk in the park.
I'll give you a clear-cut example. So I used to import my tubs because we were using copolymer PP tubs. They weren't produced in Nigeria. At the point when I realized that it was getting too expensive and affecting my pricing, I got a plastic manufacturer to manufacture these tubs. Then came the recession. They can't import raw materials. I'm being owed money on tubs that I've paid for because they can't produce. I carried my mold from plastic manufacturing company to another trying to find who can produce my tops. I can tell you something for free. So right now, people are crying for my products and I don't have products in stores.
Lagos has an advantage of being the hub for food processing, and challenges like those faced by Ijoma presents excellent opportunities for companies into packaging of agriculture produce.
Many of our produce are packed in bags that don't even give room for ventilation. They are packed in baskets that are made of raffia, and all kinds of pathogens are in them, and they are reused and reused and reused. These are challenges. Now we are not moving to plastic crates and all that, and convincing the people too is the new thing. We are just at the rudimentary stage of modernizing Nigerian agricultural value chain.
If you think about agricultural value chain a little bit longer and focus maybe on Lagos State becoming a processor of agricultural produce and a hub for the processing of many of these things, that might be another key avenue that the government could take.
Poised to meet health demands of residents in Lagos State and its middle class, the Ministry of Agriculture is training farmers in organic farming methods through its Agric Youth Empowerment Scheme at its Songhai farm.
So far, the Songhai model has been able to train 25 youths in organic farming, and because we don't settle them on our land here, they've been empowered to go and set up their own farms outside. And also through that, we hope that they will be able to train some other people too in organic farming, and just making sure that health-wise, we are not only eating to survive, but we are also eating to live better and longer.
With 150 hectares of land at its disposal, there are opportunities for more agriculture activities on the farm. So far, 25 youths have been trained in organic farming. The farm also offers extension services for its students and farmers. From planting to processing, the scheme equips students with requisite skills to succeed in commercial agriculture. The produce from organic farming don't come cheap. Lagos, however, is a waiting market.
Now, I think this is a key opportunity for Lagos State, because the reality is, once again, if the benefit Lagos State has as a market opportunity. When you see the emerging middle class, once people are comfortable, the next thing that they really start caring about is their health. They want to live and enjoy that life as long as possible. And so you start seeing a significant portion of the population that is more conscious about what they eat.
As part of efforts towards creating employment opportunities through agriculture, Lagos State's Youth Empowerment Scheme at Araga in Ekpe local government area is taking students through a one-year intensive training program on poultry farming, piggery, crops and animal husbandry. Taking the empowerment scheme a step further, the students are allotted plots of land and a loan to enable them start their own business. In collaboration with the State Microfinance Institution and commercial banks, the students are grouped into cooperative societies, giving revolving loans and charged less than 10% on interest.
What we are particular about is what they can produce, how they can feed the masses of Lagos through their production, which we are now seeing. Minimally, we get nothing less than 160 crates of egg a day per cooperative, and people do come in to take them. They have their customers on agreements, they sell, and we don't have leftovers. It's not even enough for the masses.
In spite of its revenue-generating projects across the state, the government maintains that it is an enabler and has demonstrated to investors that agricultural projects are viable in the state.
If you look at how the U.S. funds the majority of its agriculture sector, it's through what's called the U.S. Farm Credit System, where the government provides an implied guarantee that enables them to go out and raise about $200 billion a year from the bond markets. Lagos State thinking critically about how it could play a role in providing some of these guarantees that will help to stimulate and catalyze investment in the sector, I think would be a key first step.
When you key into the idea, the Ministry of Agriculture and cooperatives are prepared to sit down with you to ask you where in Lagos do you want to go. There's an organization in Lagos State called ALHA. That means Agricultural Land Holding Authority. They are the people that will allocate the land to you that you have chosen for you to be able to build this so that farmers can key in with you, because that's part of their duty and responsibility. Lagos is quite organized for this. It's the private sector they are waiting for to take advantage of this.
There are many areas of agric that require massive investment, and we are opening up Lagos for that. We have enhanced, and we are still enhancing, the ease of doing business in Lagos State. That is extremely important. That's extremely critical.
Imagine a state with a population of over 20 million people who must eat and trade to survive. Imagine a willing market hungry to self-sustain through agriculture. A state poised to take its economy back to its glory days of agriculture.
Imagine no more. It exists, and the destination is Lagos. I'm Onyi Sunday. Thank you so much for watching.